everyone, welcome back to another day of vlogmas. Today I am bringing you along with me for my morning routine now that I'm on winter break. Guys, it feels so good waking up in the morning and not having to think about assignments or deadlines. I feel like my morning routine though has been pretty similar to my regular morning routine now that I'm on break. It's just a lot more chill and slow paced. Weirdly enough, I still like waking up early, and I am so happy because now that I'm on break, I feel like I finally got to fix my sleep schedule again and get it the way I like, which is going to bed early and waking up earlier. Because when I was in school, I would just have to stay up later and work on my assignments, so I feel like my body naturally got used to going to bed at like 11:30, midnight. And now that I'm on break, there were like a few days where I would let myself sleep in until like 11 a.m., which I never really do, but I think I needed that to catch up on the sleep that I didn't get these past few weeks. And after a few days of letting myself sleep in and catching up on sleep, I feel like now my body has reverted to its normal sleeping routine, which basically just means I am getting tired at like 10 p.m. and then I will usually go to bed at around 10:30, 11, and then I wake up at around like 7 in the morning. It really depends. Today I woke up a little before 8, and then what I've been loving doing now that I'm on break is I just get out of bed, I'll do my skincare, and then I get back in bed and I will usually just read, go on Pinterest, just like have some nice downtime first thing in the morning. It's so nice because I don't have anywhere to be. Like, I don't have anything I need to do first thing in the morning, so I get to just chill. That being said, I do have a bar class booked at 12 today, so that's kind of like the only thing really on my schedule. Other than that, I'm just probably going to be editing for the rest of the day. I'm honestly excited for that bar class. It's like, bar is basically like Pilates, just with a bar. The music is usually a lot more like energetic, whereas like Pilates, I feel like, oh my gosh, I say like so many times, I'm like getting self-conscious about, I just said it again. Okay, that's a resolution for 2026, to stop using filler words. But basically Pilates, I find it's usually more of a flowy kind of workout, and I focus more on the technique, and it's usually a lot more technical, whereas bar workouts are usually, in my experience, faster paced. They're still pretty technical, but I guess it's less of a traditional Pilates class. I've also been seeing a lot of debate online about the difference between true Pilates and sculpt Pilates. I don't know why my Instagram algorithm has like been recommending me a lot of Pilates content. I guess it's because I've been saving workouts that I want to try at home, but if I open my reels, I've just been getting all of these Pilates workouts, and I mean, honestly, it's motivating. I am not gonna complain. I want to find a Pilates studio that's closer to my house, but there really aren't that many. I think over break, it would be fun to try a few different places out. There is a new reformer studio that just opened kind of close to my house, so I definitely want to try that out, but tell me why the introductory class is $27. And like after that, I guess if you get the package, it's like $30 a class. But on the one hand, I can kind of justify it because I'm doing something that's good for my health, but at the same time, I can also just do home workouts for free, you know? So I think eventually it would be fun to try reformer Pilates, but I just can't quite justify the price tag yet. I have to try it, and then I'll be able to decide. I just got changed for the day. I've been sipping on my smoothie, and I have a bit of time still before I have to head out, but I'm just gonna quickly get ready. It's always a puzzle for me to get dressed for Pilates because I usually will wear my workout clothes underneath, and then on top of that I usually just layer on some comfy clothes because I sweat so much in the class because it's a heated class too, so I always have to shower over there. And when I get out of the shower, I usually always want to change into something comfortable, so I'm just wearing a very warm sweater and these, you can't even see, but I'm wearing sweatpants basically. And now what I have to pack is my little pouch where I put usually my skincare, deodorant, that kind of stuff. It's actually already pretty much packed. I always obviously bring deodorant. I have an extra pair of socks, a workout bra, and then I'm gonna pack also the Rhode glazing milk, which has been like my go-to for moisturizing in the winter. I also have the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer, which I also will sometimes layer on top because I have very dry skin, and especially if you also have dry skin, you know how bad it gets in the winter. And for me, it got to a point where my skin was so dry that I would just like layer on a bunch of moisturizers, but then I would get really red and irritated around my eyes, and then also kind of like around my mouth. I would just get these like red patches. It didn't necessarily hurt, it was just like I looked scary whenever I would look in the mirror after doing my skincare. So I started actually, I took pictures of my skin whenever it would kind of flare out because I wanted to like document it, so maybe eventually I could like show my doctor and see if I have like, not if I have a skin condition, but if there's anything like she could have recommended. And what I ended up doing is I actually put those pictures into ChatGPT, and I was like, here's my current skincare routine. My skin has been reacting like this whenever I do my skincare, but I'm not really using any products that are particularly different or new from what I usually have been used to doing. So I was like, can you help? And it said that I was over moisturizing my skin, so I was putting too much moisturizer on, so that meant that my skin couldn't actually hydrate on its own, meaning that that's why I was basically irritated and kind of flaring up. So since then, I've really stripped back my skincare routine. You guys saw in the morning, usually I will only rinse my face and then I put the Rhode glazing milk, which is actually a really good and decent moisturizer if you also have dry skin. I know it's not like a moisturizing cream, but I actually like the consistency of it because it's both really lightweight, but it still leaves my skin feeling hydrated. So usually in the morning, I only really need to use that and then layer on some sunscreen, which is what I'm about to do. I just used this hydrating cream, and then it has SPF 25 as well. It's also meant for sensitive skin as well, which is really good because even though it is winter, you do still need SPF. It's actually really sunny today, and that always fools me because I look outside and I'm like, wow, the sky's blue. It's such a beautiful day. And then I actually step foot outside and it is freezing. I don't know what the weather is today, actually. I don't know if I want to check. It is -8, but it feels like -17. I'm gonna put whatever conversion that is into Fahrenheits for the Americans watching, but basically it's very cold. I'm not gonna bother putting on makeup because I know I'm just gonna sweat like crazy, and usually most days if I'm just staying at home, the most makeup I'll do is like maybe a little bit of concealer and some mascara and maybe a bit of blush. All right. I always think I have like way more time than I actually do whenever I get ready, and then I always end up rushing in the last few minutes before I have to leave the house. I really need to get better at that, but anyways, no matter how late I am, I will still make myself a matcha though. That is a non-negotiable. I've got my to-go cup. I steeped some Earl Grey tea into my oat milk overnight. I usually make an Earl Grey syrup whenever I do this, but I saw a lot of people doing this online, so I thought I would give it a shot because it's a lot easier. I just wonder how strong it's gonna be. Ooh, that smells really good. All right, quick taste test, and then I do have to run. It's good. It's just a little bitter to my liking because usually with Earl Grey syrup, you have obviously sugar. So I'm gonna add some vanilla syrup. Ooh, that's really good. To me, Earl Grey is very much like a winter tea. So you will see me making lots more of these probably in my next vlogs. Oh, come on. There we go. I've got all my stuff ready. I'm gonna pack this to go, and I will see you guys at Pilates.